Good morning. You're listening to another episode of It Needs to Be Said. Two sisters who like to keep it real. We might make you laugh. Hopefully we make you think.
Hello.
What is happening?
Hi.
I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to be here. I think this has been the highlight of my day. I've been looking forward to it.
I mean, we just started. Is it the highlight yet? The anticipatory highlight.
Official. Well, it's still your morning time. It's my evening. So,
Yes.
I mean, maybe that tells you about my day that I'm like, this is the highlight.
Get
This
me
better
to
be
the
the
recording.
highlight.
Gosh. If you
What are
guys
you
are
thinking about?
recording, I'm sorry, if you are watching on YouTube, I do have a toddler who is nap resistant, who I might have to every now and again give a little stern warning to. So if I'm looking down, that's where I'm looking. At the moment, she's reading her book, so I'm happy with that.
I think that's the best outcome.
Yeah.
Is that you're reading.
The stress that comes over me when I see she's playing with her nappy, and I'm like, what are you playing with in there? What is that?
Yeah.
That's
I've never had a smearer.
Neither have I, but our older sister has, so I know it can happen.
I've had a few friends, and for some reason it surprises me that it's girls.
Yeah.
Like I would always assume it's boys because they're just filthy by nature. But I haven't had a smearer, touch wood.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll get one.
Okay, what have I been thinking about? I have a confession for the podcast.
These are my confessions. Okay, all right.
Guys, not long ago, I came on this microphone and I was very ambitious with my New Year's resolutions.
Oh, the Taipei, it was the list.
And I was reflecting a few days ago this week, and I was going to confess to you on Apollo, and I thought, no, I'll bring it to the podcast. But
Perfect.
I don't think I've handled a single one. Actually, I think I'm going well with two. I'm going well with prayer. I'm going well with water intake.
Look, I obviously do want to stick it to you that you haven't kept to your resolutions, even though you came to that podcast with your little laminated list.
Guns
All right? So
blazing.
I'm obviously going to stick it to you. But before I do that, my loyalty is also to you. So I want to say, look, if you're going to focus on two resolutions, you will die without water.
Exactly.
So I think that's a great one to pick. And then prayer, well, Jesus is the bread of life. So that's basically your food. So I think basically you're doing pretty well to have picked the best ones to do.
I think so. I mean, I think health and vitality is important, you know, like my health in my body, my health in my soul, it's going well. Because the reason I thought of it is I was like, oh gosh, man, I've not been running at all lately. Like I'm struggling to get out for a 5K. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm meant to be doing a 10K. That's not going to happen. And to be doing that, making a fancy dinner once a week. Heck no, I'm just trying to survive over here. Anyway, so it's not too late. And I don't think to accomplish a New Year's resolution, I don't think you have to do it all year. I think at some point you're trying to work towards these things. So it's not too late. It's only March.
I think do it once, one and done.
One and done.
I think let's beat type B over here and just
see what happens.
Aim for it. That's why I came with my resolutions. I was like, I'd like to be a better person, just overall.
Just in a slightly better direction. Who knows how that happens, but it happens.
Yeah. Look, I appreciate the confession. I like it.
Anyway, what about you? What have you been thinking about?
I've been thinking about, it's a little morbid this week, but we've had lots of people come and go into our house this week because we've had just a few things that needed to be done, whatever. And then I had this moment this week of like, is it strange that we have lived in such like a peaceful, lovely time of the world that we just let people come into our house to fix stuff, and like we're very trusting, you know?
It's true,
like
isn't
Neil
it?
said to me this week, like, oh, but I mentioned this to him and he was like, yeah, I guess they could take photos of all of our stuff and like clock what we have and like mark the entry points to our home. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, they could.
Oh my gosh.
Could.
But I mean,
I know, but
real estate photos have a lot of a house plan online.
That's true.
Like
that's
unless
true.
you've done heavy reservations, what's it called? Well, you change your house, you make it better.
Renovations.
Can you guys tell I've had a busy week? Heavy, what's the word again?
Renovations.
Can say again, reservations. Unless you've done heavy renovations, like fully change rooms and stuff, everyone knows the layout of your house anyway because they just look it up on realestate.com.
Yeah, thieves are going to thieve.
Yeah, thieves are going to thieve, but we don't want pedophiles to pedophile.
No, I think that's where we draw the line. Am I right, everybody? No. And I do think people that are coming into my house to repair stuff, it's like, it's going to take one review of me being like, yeah, he stole my jewelry for your business to go under. So I feel like electricians are going to electrician, you know, they're not going to.
This is going to be a massive generalization, but I just feel like if you're the kind of bloke who's decided to be a tradie, you know, you're like, you work hard, you're using your hands, you're using your physical body to earn an income. I don't think you're slimy. I think people who are slimy, no good,
Ooh.
they just want to be a bit dodgy. I don't think you're signing up to do heavy labor. I think you've got an office job, and I think you're scamming people. That I don't think that tradies are bad people.
Okay, all right. I think we should do a poll on this. Like, who do you, when you picture a thief or a criminal, is it a tradie or is it a suit? And I think you're right. I think it's a suit.
Yeah, I think it's a suit because a tradie, like, I don't think you guys are always doing your best job. I think sometimes you cut corners. I've seen some dodgy paint jobs in the house since we moved in, but I don't think you're
Yeah.
like malicious. I think you're just a bit lazy at worst. But I
Yeah,
think
sure.
I think maybe not in a suit other slimers. I think you're halfway in between. You're probably in like a chinos and a polo.
Yeah, or you're working remotely, and that's what my husband does. But I
Yes.
think he would fit the criminal, wouldn't he?
Oh gosh,
Like
not near us.
no, but I just mean his setup. He's at home in his office. He could be scamming people's bank accounts.
He could be scamming people, and he's very trusting from his
Yeah.
voice. I think
That's
so.
right. Okay,
Well,
well,
I actually
tradies.
saw something recently. This is a little bit, again, another dark corner that I'm skidding around.
Mhm.
I saw this thing about these. Oh, it was a collective shout that posted it. So this is going to be very dark now. Sorry. You might have seen it.
Great.
But they posted
Probably.
that they've recently arrested like a bunch of sickos, and all of them had,
Yes.
yeah, like child dolls for sexual pleasure, which apparently
Yeah.
isn't illegal or whatever. But
No.
a lot of them already had plans of, like, they had notes of families in their neighborhood who had young children, all of that. So people do write notes about stuff like that. So, but again, that's like your neighbors. It's not your tradie. But anyway, like, you can't be
Yeah.
too careful. You actually just never know.
No, and that's gosh, I'm my dream is to have Melinda on this episode. Melinda, we love you. Please come hang out with us. Just come and scar us all with what you know.
Yeah, seriously.
But it is a reminder that like child abuse happens from people that you know. It's not the weirdos under the bridge. It's people that you know in your neighborhood that are befriending your kids, that are, you know, paying special interest to your kids. Like, oh gosh, this is not the point of the episode, but it is just, you can't ever be too careful, and there's too much in the world. Like, I think there's just too much going on. Now we know we live with sickos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, well,
What do I do?
there you have it. Well, guys, we've just bulldozed our way into this episode about things that we weren't planning to talk about. But today we are going to be talking about something that I have coined fast friendship. And I don't think I'd heard that term before. Had you? Okay.
Well, in the sense of making a friendship fast, but not what you meant.
Well, I started thinking this about, okay, actually, no. Let me set the scene, okay? If you don't have kids, just pretend you've got kids. But this scenario can be applied to anything. But you're at a playground. You've got one hand on a swing. You're clocking your toddler. He or she's in the corner doing something. So you're watching them. You're pushing the swing. You're holding in your bra half-eaten string cheese because your kid's going to come back for that snack, right? And you see a friend enter the playground that you've either arranged to meet there or they've just arrived at the playground. And instantly you have this internal tug of, oh, I have so much I want to talk to this person about. There's so much to ask. There's so much to share. I want to talk to this person. And yet my kid is potentially peeing in the corner at the playground and I have to watch that, but I want to talk to you. And so enter fast friendship. How do you do it? You have these pockets of moments that may be interrupted, probably going to be interrupted, or you've got these pockets of moments in the church hallway, right? You're both going to pick up your kids after the service and you've got 5 minutes in the hallway before they start getting mad at you because you've picked your kid up last, or whatever it is. You've got these pockets of moments. How do you do fast friendship well? Because the problem that I've been thinking about is I think that we have been lied to, maybe not lied to, but I think that we believe that we have to have a 2-hour dinner with a girlfriend for us to be well connected and be like intimate with one another. And I do think that's true. I think that those moments really matter. but they're worth fighting for, those moments. But a one-on-one dinner is few and far between. So if we're always waiting for those connections, then we may be lonely for a decade, because you may not get that, I don't know, more than once a month. So enter fast friendship. This is what I've been thinking about. And the thing that sparked this concept for me was a few weeks ago, I bumped into my friend Molly, beautiful listener of the podcast. And it was after our Bible study. And I said to her, like, sorry, I've got to go get my baby. And she's like, no worries, I'll walk with you. The walk from the study to where I get my baby is 2 minutes, max 2 minutes. And I texted Molly afterwards and I was like, mate, I feel so well connected to you because of those 2 minutes, because she was so intentional. Like, she acknowledged something we'd spoken about the last time, asked me a really good question, quickly updated me about like a significant update in her life. And then when I had to go because my baby saw me and was crying, she allowed me to leave in a way that just was so seamless and no guilt, anything like that. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Fast friendship. Are you in this season?
I think you're more in this season than I am, because I was thinking about it today as I was preparing for the podcast. I was like, I wonder how much more this becomes a thing once your kids are in school. There's a lot of like transient moments, like there's drop-offs, pickups. You're going for somewhere else for one of the kids' activities, at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've definitely felt an increase in that now that I've got 2 kids, because when I had just my daughter, like I can sit there and I can watch her crawl over there and I'm just chatting. Like that was interrupted, but I could be so focused in a catch up. Whereas now I notice when I'm hanging out with someone with just one baby, for example, and I've got my 2 there, like I'm now, again, my attention is again halved. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's been halved once, now it's been halved again. So now I've got 25% to give you at most,
Yeah.
And then
for 10 seconds.
For 10 seconds. And then so for you've got 3. So again, that's even more the case. So you've got even quicker little moments than what I do. So, and I'm not even in the school age yet. Like I don't really have extracurricular activities where I'm like seeing people. So at the moment when I'm catching up with a mum friend, I'm catching up to see them for like a play date. I'm not seeing people at like drop off, pick up at church. Like I'm seeing my friends at church, but I'm in the creche for like most of the time. So I can catch up for quite a while. You know what I mean? It's a bit different. So I feel that, but I think I'm like preparing myself for it even more.
And probably as your friends start having more kids, like they're going to be more into that season. Like there was a time when me and my girlfriends caught up like once or twice a week and we all just had one kid.
Yeah.
And it was delightful because they would play together, and then if one of them needed something, it was just so easy for one of us to take care of all 5 of them there in the corner and for the 4 of us to continue. And then even when we had 2 kids, it was manageable. And then when we all had 3, it was like, all right, we'll see you.
I'll see you in 5 years.
Like literally last week or the week before, I was at a playground with Belen and Haley, and we all had all of our kids there. So it was 3 kids. And it's not a massive playground, but there was at one point, I'm on the playground bridge with like 2 or 3 of them. Haley's in the corner, Belen's over there. And at one point I turned to them, I was like, are you so glad we came to this playground? And we're all like so stressed. We've had these like pockets of moments where we're connecting, we're spending time together, and it's so worth it. It's so worth fighting for it, and it's so worth having the laugh or giving a life update, which you get interrupted and that's okay. You just have to be okay with it. So I guess to kick us off, let's talk about like embracing the season that you're in. And I do think this isn't just for people with kids. I do think this is for if you're just in a busy season, like you've got lots of things to get to, that even like passing someone in the work, like in your work hallway, or being in the work kitchen making a cup of tea, like it's still small moments. You may still not have hours and hours that you're dedicating because you might be, I don't know, playing sport or doing a side hustle or whatever. So let's talk about embracing the season you're in.
Okay. Yes, I think there is an important element of embracing how it looks now, because I think if we're just waiting to have connected friendships, like we'll get to it, like, it's just not the season for that. I think we're going to be in this season for a while, like, so you're going to have to get good at what this looks like. It looks so different. And so there needs to be a mindset shift in acknowledging that it's not always going to be this frantic, like it will end. Especially like imagine your kids are at the school age, maybe you're homeschooling, but even then, like they're so self-sufficient. You're not wiping every bum. You're not always carrying snacks. Like my husband and I were talking about it this week. I think he said it on our group polo as well, but having little kids is so like energy inducive as well. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah.
you're leaving the house for I left the house to go to the park today. It took me like 30 minutes to get in the car because I'm packing all the snacks. I'm doing this. I'm checking the nappy bag. Oh, I've lost I need 2 more nappies. I'm running upstairs. I'm coming back. Oh, I need the wipes. Da, da, da. And then I'm getting them
Yeah.
both in the car. By the time I got them in the car, I was seriously sweating. Like I was dripping sweat. But one day we're going to go, hey guys, let's go to the park. They all just get in the car. And if you don't have a drink bottle, not my problem. You're
Yeah. 100.
like
Natural
a
consequence.
natural
Sorry, mate.
consequence. Yeah, find a tap.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the ocean. Off you go.
Yeah. So
So true.
anyway, so yes, it's not going to always be this frantic, but you also can't wait for the calm to not just make friends, but like facilitate good friendship. And the thing is, I think it's still up to you to be a good friend in person in this time, because I'm great over Polo. I can send good, oh, actually I'm terrible over text. I need to improve on that. But
Yeah.
you can
Yeah, you do. Did I not give her feedback this week? Did she or did she not
it's
cry?
been my New Year's resolution for many years. I'm working on it. But you can do all that, but like in person still matters.
Yeah, I think maybe something that you said that I agree with, but I'm going to tweak is like it's still your job to be a good friend in this season. I agree, but it's also your job to work out what kind of interactions do you want to have in these situations, because I do think for some people, like I kind of tested the waters at this when I picked up my daughter this week from her like little Mother's Day Out program. And I mentioned to 2 of the ladies, I was like, like fast friendship, like I just said, I was trying to kind of just gauge how they were thinking about it. And I just said, when I've got 10 seconds or 20 seconds, I don't want to always just talk about the weather, or I don't want to just go, hey, how are you? Yeah, good. How are you? Like I don't know, with 80% of people, happy to do that with, but with my core girlfriends or with people that I really care about, I just think that kind of just makes me feel icky. And I just said like, oh, I want to have better conversations, whether it's a really good joke or telling them I love what they're wearing or whatever. And then they said, yeah, but it's just a season and there's grace for that. And I was like,
no,
I disagree fundamentally with you, because
I'm going to punch you in the
I
face.
was like, of course there's grace for that. Of course, if Belen needs to leave mid catch up because the kid's losing it or whatever, of course there's so much grace for that. But I think the standard I want to hold myself to is also, but I care about how I make people feel. And I don't want to always not be intentional about the 2-minute walk in the hallway that Molly made me feel so heard, so seen, so loved. She shared something. And so I do think you have to embrace the season that you're in, and then also think through like, well, what do I want to do with that? Because if I'm in it for a decade and I'm just going to talk about the weather or how are you? Yeah, good. How are you? I will feel really isolated, I think, if that's the quality of every catch up I have.
Well, I think there's grace for it. And like, yes, there's grace. You're not going to be condemned for it. And your friendships are going to change. So that's the consequence, like you said. Like then you're just isolated. So then you can't cry and complain that, oh, I'm so isolated, motherhood's so lonely. But you've not actually put in effort to not make it that way.
Yeah, yeah. And it is effort. Like it is, like the next point was like, it's a battle tested bond. Like,
oh gosh, yeah.
These fast friendships, it's like, then they're cultivated in the trenches, where it is like you're crying at the playground, sharing a story that's happened to you because it's really sad, and then next minute you're disciplining your kid. Like it is formed in like an absolute chaotic season, and that doesn't make the friendships lesser. But I do think if you're not intentional with them, they will wither, or I don't know. I think then when you see each other for the one-on-one dinner or the one-on-one catch-up, it's so special because it's like, oh my gosh, we can talk through a million things because we've done this. We've been practicing doing this whilst being screamed at.
Yeah, so true. It's so true because I catch up with our beautiful friend Anna quite a lot, and like often, there's only 3 kids between us, so it's not even that much. But there's been catch-ups where we're like, okay, this was not for us. This was a play date, and we'll just acknowledge this is a play date. If we get something from it, that's great. But that's not the outcome we're expecting,
Yeah, yeah.
And so
cool.
often we've said things like, okay, we'll do a dinner on top of that, and then that's for us, and that's where we get fed.
Sure.
But probably, like as life goes on, we're probably not going to have as much capacity for those girls' nights. We're just not. Like I'm getting more and more busy, like I can't see the next time. Like life's just been really busy lately. And luckily we are working on connecting well when our toddlers are losing their minds next to us, you know, because if we hadn't been like, where's the friendship now? We're literally just talking to our kids next to each other for the entire time.
Yeah, which you could do at a playground with a mum that you just meet at the playground.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's why I think there is like something different about it. Okay, I've got a rule here. So the 120-second rule, completely pulled this out of my bum, but the 120-second rule, okay? So let's say you got 2 minutes with someone in the church hallway, library, car park, whatever. You can't tell a life story in 2 minutes. Like you can't tell your testimony or be sharing like your deepest struggle, but you can ask a good question. And it doesn't have to be super deep. It could just be like, oh my gosh, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you this week? Tell me about it. Or you can validate a feeling, or you can give an encouragement, or you can give a compliment. Like even if I just see someone in the hallway and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Gosh, we're bonding.
Nice. It's so meaningful because it's all you get, you know. So how you use the 2 minutes or how you use the 120 seconds, I personally want to be more intentional about it. So, all right, tell us about Jesus, Salome.
Well, I think on that, like I'll just build on that. I mean, how much of this just comes down to being a good conversationalist, to be honest?
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, people would go, hey, how are you? Which isn't bad. But I guess that takes 60 seconds to get through. Hey, how are you? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
how are you?
But that's them actually doing the job. It's now on you to answer that properly. And you need to be a good conversationalist. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most of the time, like you're being like, I always say like, oh, like what's been happening lately? Or what's new with you? You know? And often it's the response of, oh yeah, you know, getting by. Like I get this same response all the time, which is like, oh, you know how it is. And I'm like, oh yeah. What are we saying? You've set the tone of like, oh, I don't really care to talk. I'm just going to give you this answer. And then I go, no worries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's true, because you have to submit to it. Like you can't then be like, yeah, but what's challenging?
No, what really is happening in your marriage? You know? Like you're setting the tone with your response. I think often we're like, you know, like no one's a good conversationalist, but are you answering a good question? Like it's not always in the questions you ask, because sometimes you ask a good question, or sometimes someone asks you, like, how have you been lately? And that actually is a good question. It is. It's a generic question. It's not my favorite, but you can still answer that and be like, oh, honestly, lately I've been struggling with my toddler who's having throwdowns again, you know? It's been a hectic week. Do you know, like, and then that.
So true.
So I think it's both end. It's like ask good questions, but also answer questions well.
Yeah. And I mean, that is where I do think you have to have a certain level of wisdom of like, who are you wanting to do this with? Because I don't think we're required to do this with everyone. In fact, my response to how are you when I don't have time is, oh, you know, making it.
Yeah.
And then
I'm here, Anna. I'm here.
That's my way to be like, no more.
Leave me.
So like there's like a wisdom in, you can't be doing this with everyone.
Oh, but for sure. No, I'm very generic most of the time.
For the good people, you know. It's toughy.
I mean, the thing is, so recently I caught up with a mum and I had such a good time, and someone asked me like, oh, how was the catch up? And I said, honestly, this is how I'd sum it up. She was interested and interesting. And that is all I need you to be.
Like that.
You're interested and you're interesting. I ask you a question, you've got an interesting response. It's a good response, and you're interested in me. And most of the time, people are neither of those things. They're not interested in you. They're not asking you good questions. And when you're asking a question, it's the generic. And don't get me wrong, I'm the same as you. I'm giving generic a lot of the time. But again, most of that is because you're giving that to me and I'm feeding off you.
Yeah, and most of the time that is like my barista or someone that I very loosely know. But if you're catching up with someone, you better make yourself interesting. Like if you're not interesting, lie to me.
Make up a story.
That is such a good way to sum it up. Because sometimes as well, people are interesting but not interested. And then that's
almost worse, I think.
I think it is.
Because
I'd rather you be boring.
Yeah, because I'm always interested. So I will, and if you're only interesting, I will spend the whole time asking you questions.
Yeah, and that's going to destroy you as a little introvert, isn't it?
It destroys me. Well, no, I don't mind it because I'm still like interested in what you're saying, but I leave and I'm like, that was a monologue. Like it wasn't a catch up, you know? Whereas if you're only interested and you're not interesting, Now I'm the one talking and I am interesting. Here I go.
Get me a mic. Yeah, that's a great point. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a moment for Jesus. And look, some of this stuff I was like, okay, I'm going to have to delete and work through this a little bit because I do want to have a little bit of a spiel just about the fact that Jesus was like a master at the micro moment. You know, he was a master at being interrupted. Now he is the King of Kings. So of course he was. And we're trying to make it. All right. But we do want to look like him. So I do think like trying to emulate some of the like interruptions, some of the speed at which he was able to love people, even if it was just a quick interaction, you know, with someone at the well while he's getting water, or being interrupted in a crowd, or, you know, calling, who did he call? Yeah, stopping by a tax collector's booth and giving Zacchaeus a 10-second invitation. You know, it was like quick interactions. And I think that sometimes I feel like the quick interactions is like almost not a hindrance, but it's like a way to get to something. Like I'm headed into the library to go to the story time or whatever. And on the way in, I bump into someone, but I'm like, look, I just need to get into that. Whereas I should just welcome these moments a little bit more when I can. And yeah, that's my Jesus spiel. I don't know if you've got anything else to say.
You quickly realized I finished what I need to say and I don't know what else to do.
Oh, that's it.
No, I mean, yes, I agree. I think.
Great.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So this is biblical. All right.
Well, I think it's a good example that you like it can be done, and it can be done in like a very life-giving way. You know, we're not even just talking about, you know, connecting for the sake of friendship. Like there can be really good moments. And also if you're a Christian, if our job is to be here, like being a witness to the gospel, we're not going to get many opportunities just go and like evangelize on the streets. Like these interactions is what we're having. And we're going to be meeting mums at the park, you know, where we can have these interactions and we can be, you know, evangelizing in those small little ways. So yeah, it's a reminder like, yeah, okay, it's really difficult to like, you know, connect with our friends on like boohoo, but also when we're connecting with people who might not know Jesus, might not know what a Christian is or how they look or how they interact with people.
Yeah. Yeah. And is your little interaction, like, was it life-giving? If it was for a believer, was it life-giving? Because I would love people to interact with me and go home and go, that was great. That was fun.
Yeah.
Or she was interesting and interested. Yes. That's what I want them to say about me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into some practicalities, shall we? Mm-hmm. So these are some tactical tips. You're going to talk us through this. Some tactical tips. The art of the church hallway / library / playground. Like, how do you do it well?
Okay, so first little point here, we've got the avoiding the are you trap. Mm-hmm. Because even though it is a good question, people don't answer it well. We know this. How are you? Yeah, you.
You've not used one description. Yeah, getting on, yeah.
So I think a better question to that personally, I like the what's been happening for you lately. You know, it's like, give me.
Okay.
You don't like that?
I don't like that either.
Okay.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like it for the mum who's got nothing going on.
Oh, but that's on you. You need to like validate yourself that you do have things going on. We have mum things going on. If someone asks, even if I've done nothing but I've been at home, I've got things to tell you about my home life. Don't you worry.
I made bliss balls today.
Yeah, okay, they were damn good.
No, that's true. That's true. And it is okay. It is on the person, yes. But I don't love it for like, oh, what's new lately? Because it's like, mate, nothing's new.
I didn't say what's new. What's happened? Like, what's been going on for you?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Better. All right. I like
but I mean, yes, obviously tweak that with whatever you feel comfortable with. Well, what's your better question then?
Well, if it's someone I know, like if it's someone that I'm catching up with, I like a personal question, obviously, but you know this about me. But just like following up or
yes.
But I guess the point of this is just like to fast track it. Like skip the formalities, fast track a bit, which is why I like even like, hey, what have you been thinking about lately? Or what's been happening for you?
How's marriage going lately? Yeah, whatever.
Yes, yeah. Just ask a open-ended question. Not how are you, good, how are you? Don't do it.
Don't you?
Or do it when you want nothing.
It's the worst when someone goes, how are you, good? And you're like,
I'm actually pretty crap.
No, I'm not. So true. Okay, another little question you could ask is, I like this because it's, we've only got a few minutes, but tell me what's the best part of your week? What's been the best part of the week? Like, what's been the best part of the kids this week? Or I don't know, just something.
Yes.
I like that as well because we are quite prone to complain, aren't we?
Not me.
I think I need to
hate
start
complaining.
asking you this. But like, yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
we're all like, oh, like the toddler, whatever. And then it's like, okay, what's the best part of the week been with the toddler? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Love that. Or even another one I think it's good is like, hey, what really made you laugh this week? Like, what did you laugh about? Because it's like, yeah, let's just bring some lightness, some levity
But also,
to the interaction.
again, some people don't laugh like we laugh. For some people, that would not be a good question.
Yeah, they buckle. They'd be like, oh, I don't laugh.
I don't laugh. I'm depressed. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's hard.
But I do like that what is God teaching you right now? What's God been speaking to you about lately?
Yeah, like okay, so you got your light and levity scripts is what's been happening for you lately, what's been going on, what's something that made you laugh this week. What was the other one we just said? My brain just turned off. You can rewind. And then you've got the soul check-ins or the deeper questions of like, yeah, what's God been teaching you at the moment? What are you reading at the moment?
What's marriage been like lately?
What's marriage been like lately? Yeah, like the soul check-ins. And that's probably for the friends that you are seeing once a week or you're just regularly seeing. That's like, we can do this. We can go a little more.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, you've said about the graceful exit. I've got to grab my kid, but seeing you made my day, can I text you later?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like that?
Love that. I like that because I personally don't. I mean, all these things are going to happen, but I personally think there's like an opportunity to just like end an interaction well and just realize like, hey, it only was 2 minutes. And with some of these people, I'm not going to see you till next week at the same thing where the same thing's going to happen. And so I think there's just meaning and value in being able to just verbalize like, hey, this interaction was nice. This was lovely. It was lovely to see you. And this actually happened this week for me. I bumped into my friend. Actually, I didn't bump into her, but I was at the buffet before our Bible study because we get breakfast provided. Delightful.
What? It's amazing.
I know, it's so nice. So nice. And I was at the buffet table and I literally was staring into space like this. I was like, I looked how I felt. I did not look or feel well. And then my girlfriend Becca came up to me. She's like, what's up, sis? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just so tired. And then her and I had just us moving through the buffet. That was the extent of our interaction. And we both just shared this solidarity and the experiences that we're having at home at the moment. And it was so nice to just have this interaction with debriefing. We're not even scratching the surface of what we want to talk about, but we're just diving all the way in. And then we walk back to the room and we have to start. And so I'm just like, oh, great chatting with you. Love you. She leaves. And then only 2 days later did I send her a voice note. And I was like, mate, I just want to tell you, like, that interaction with you, it meant so much to me. Thank you for being so honest. Like, I pray for you. I'm cheering you on. And then she sent one back. And it was just so nice the reason I felt comfortable to do that is because we tied it up well and we both want more, but we both can't give more.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. Like, we're not going to be able to interact more than what we are at the moment. And so I think finishing it up well and following up well when you're able is just, I think it's just, it brings meaning.
It brings meaning because I think it makes the intentions of the relationship very clear, even if that's not what's actually happening in the relationship,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it was like to the side of me, like there's someone's talking about like, daylight savings, it's really gotten them and their family. And I'm just like,
skip.
I can't today. And some days I can, but in that moment I was like, I need to tell someone what's happening in my house.
I need to trauma bond right now.
Yes, right now. Okay, guys. This is a trigger point for me. Segment 3 is about the anti-derailment strategy. I know we're going to get interrupted. We all know we're going to get interrupted. I do think as friends and as mums, we have to get better at circling back.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm so passionate about this, and I think maybe I haven't mentioned this for a few episodes, so I think it's because I'm a psychologist, because in psychology, you're taught so much, like clients go off on tangents all the time and you have to bring them back. It's like a big skill that you have of like, okay, but we're talking about this. Let's come back to this that we're trying to manage or navigate. And so I do know that it's almost a skill of mine to be like, okay, but you were just talking about this. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's where I was up to. Because we just forget because you're interrupted or you have to take your kid to do a poo or whatever. Like the moments are so fleeting and then they just disappear and we have to try to circle back when it's worth circling back. So I think there is a skill in not letting the conversation die. because those are sometimes the catch-ups that I feel really, I don't want to say disappointed in, but just like a bit like bummed about,
Oh,
because
it's disappointing.
it is disappointing. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in them, but
No.
it is disappointing
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
That, you know, you may be sharing something, or maybe they've asked a really good question and you're sharing about something that really matters, and a kid needs an applesauce or whatever, something happens. And then I think never circling back and the conversation just dying, it stinks.
It sucks.
It stinks.
It feels so crap. I think it feels so
Yeah.
bad as well when it's a group catch up and you're like, shit. And do you know what pisses me off? Sorry. It annoys me quite a lot when, like, say you're sharing. And often, honestly, this doesn't happen to me a lot because normally I'm not sharing with a group. I'm normally just sharing with a girlfriend next to me, you know?
Yeah.
But I see someone sharing and then someone's toddler's like next to them, and then half the people are just like start looking at the toddler, and the person who's sharing is like, now who do I look at while I'm talking, you know?
Yeah.
I just think, no, like, okay, maybe your toddler like needs your help for a second. You need to like make it very clear, I'm going to be back with you in 1 second. I'm so sorry, you know? I remember catching up
and
with
then
this.
I do think,
sorry.
And then I do think the onus is on you to go back. If you've said,
exactly.
hey, just give me 1 second, it is then your job to go back and be like, hey, you were telling me about your mum, or you were telling me about your sister. Like, I do think,
yeah, it's important.
You're going to say something. Yeah. You were catching up with someone?
Like, I just remember a long time ago catching up with a mum whose kids would constantly interrupt. And granted, I wasn't a mum back then, so I probably was a bit like, okay, mate, like rein your kids in more than what I would be now. But I know the difference of a mum who is still like maybe helping her child, but she's still making it very clear, you are my priority, I'm coming back to you, versus like you're at the beck and call of your child. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to have a good conversation with you. I'm not going to go deep if every 2 minutes your toddler's saying something and you're instantly looking at them, what can I help you with? Like, sometimes you need to do that with a baby or a toddler. I fully appreciate that. I think sometimes as well, it's really important for you to tell your child, I'm now talking to this friend, just give me a second, or just something to acknowledge, I know that this is really frustrating and this keeps happening. I do really want to hear this story. You know, like circling back, yes, but even while the interruption's happening, because when someone's sharing something quite deep for them, even if you're circling back, that can still be annoying. So at least show them that it's also annoying you, you know?
Yes. And sometimes, like my girlfriend Laura and I, we've had lots of touch points the last few weeks, and we're fighting for our lives to talk to each other. Like, we are literally fighting for our lives. And there's so many times where we'll say to each other, hey, I'm really in this conversation. I really want to keep talking about this.
Yeah.
And then we have to take our kid to do a dump or whatever it is like.
Yeah.
But just like, we're both just like, I really care about this. Okay. I really am trying here, because it does take so much mental energy and strength to like be communicating. Like, I am listening to you, even though my kid's like pulling my arm, you know? So yeah, I think that's a really good point. I don't know who made it, but it was
both of us made a great point, guys. All right, what else?
Okay, I mean, you kind of just said this, but
yeah, I think that's great. So this is now, the eye contact. Like, I think looking a friend in the eye before addressing the child, I hear this is important, give me 2 minutes. I think that's the point. It's that I think you can tell when someone's attention is more on their kids than it's on you when they're talking. And I'll just like pull right back, not to like punish the friend, but like it obviously you can just tell when it's not a priority, and that's fine. But there again, there is going to be a consequence to how deep our friendship goes if that's what your default is.
Yeah. If that's what your default is, like maybe just for that catch up, it's like, okay, not going to work today.
Oh, well. Yeah.
But if that's the default, then it's hard to, I don't know, open yourself up. And I do think the age of your kids really does matter. Like, I can say now to my oldest and even my middle, I can be like, hey, mama's talking, go and play. Like, I'm going to give you attention. I'm talking to Tunny, whoever, like, you need to give me 5 minutes. That's so easy. Obviously, a baby is completely different, but there is still a way to fight for it. Like, even if I've got the baby and she's being so difficult, like, I will pump that baby full of snacks just so I can stay in this moment with you, you know?
And if they can see that you're saying to your toddler, I need a minute, if your toddler's incessant, at least they're seeing that you're trying. Like, that to me is enough, you know? Like, even if it's not happening, at least I can see you're getting as frustrated as I am. Like, it happened the other day with Anna was over, and both of us were just looking at each other like, because both of our toddlers, like, at one point I'm in the middle of a conversation, her toddler walks in between us and she just starts staring at me and like making noise, and I was like, I can't, you know? But it was happening on both sides. So it's like, I'm not frustrated at you because I can see you
No.
also want this to happen. You're not frustrated at my toddler who's headbutting your toddler for no reason.
Oh my gosh, please, like fight to the death outside. So true.
Literally.
Oh. Okay, well, step 2, the pivot back, which I think I talked about this at the start, but don't ask where were we? Like the script, let's give the listeners a script, but okay, crisis averted. You were saying that communication with your husband has felt really heavy lately. Please keep going. Like remembering where they're up to, like, hey, you were telling me about growing up, you had this experience. Keep going. Like try to remember and bookmark, especially if they're the ones that are being interrupted. Then I think like it's a kindness to them to be like, all right, that's what they were up to. And I do think some of these things take effort, but some of it also comes naturally. Do you care? Because I think if you care what they're talking about, I think you do naturally remember. Or if you don't remember, you'll be like, okay, wait, where were we? Like you're going to try to remember because it's your friend who you love.
Yeah, you're not just going to like, they've been interrupted, your toddler wanted Lego, so you get the Lego for your toddler and then you just sit there and play the Lego.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I mean, I can definitely be better at that remembering thing because I feel like my brain is so fried. Like, so this happens so often with Anna. We'll both be like, were we talking about that or that? Especially if you're having a catch up where you're burning through a lot of topics. Like sometimes I'll be like,
you're desperate.
We were talking about that. And she's like, no, we weren't. But we never finished that topic either, you know, like that was 3 topics ago, but that also was cut short. So let's go back to that one.
Yeah. Hey, you're both working really hard at getting back. That's great. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Yep. I do. I just do think, I think we can be better. I just don't like the derailment. I'm sorry. It's like a sticky point for me because I'm just like, we can't never circle back. And you're right at group catch ups. Like, guys, we can't. Or, okay, sometimes you have to circle back if you've been derailed, but sometimes as well, you have to just finish where you're up to, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, wrap it up. Yeah. Is that what you mean? Like, get there?
I mean, just more like if someone, like at a group catch up specifically, like if someone's, this has got nothing to do with kids, but if someone's sharing something and whatever, they're sharing something about, let's say about marriage or whatever, and then someone else jumps in and goes, yeah, like I've also had something similar with my husband, but you've not gone back to the person that's still busy sharing. It's like, guys, let them finish. Like chime in with your own little tidbits or whatever, but also let them finish because maybe they're also the one that needs it. And I think, sorry, this is not on the spreadsheet, but a second skill is also, know when to wrap up.
Yes,
well.
I was going to go on a tangent about this because I think, I'm so sorry, if you are someone who is not conscious of the time we don't have right now, we don't have time to only listen about your issues.
100%. Sometimes it's not even issues. Like sometimes it's something really interesting, but you are beating that horse black and blue. Leave it alone. You've said what needs to be said.
It's been dead and for like this whole catch up. It's still dead. Leave it alone.
You're not letting us pivot away from that. So we're just stuck talking about this one topic or this one thing that only really you can talk about.
Yep.
Know when it's the time to go. Anyway, enough about that. What have you got for yourself?
Yeah. 100%.
Especially like we're all mindful that it's like 8 p.m. and I need to be in bed, you know?
Yeah. I think, of course, give people the time and give people the time, be interested, and then also know when it's your turn to stop. And if that person doesn't know, be okay to cut people off.
Yeah. And you know what? If you are a cutter offerer, you're doing us all a service.
You have to do it.
You are.
Yeah.
It's your skill.
I think it's your skill, Lisa.
Sometimes, not always, because it's hard. It's really hard to do it in like a tactful, gracious way. But I will say, the girlfriends that do just blab on, they like welcome it because they're just like, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Like they know. But if you don't know, what you can practice is you want your friends to be interesting and interested. Note when they're losing interest.
Yes. If they've said, wow, like 2 or more times, they're done.
Yeah.
Really?
And if they've not asked you a question, they're done.
If their eyes have glazed over, they're done.
If they're walking away, they're done.
If they've left the dinner table, they're done.
If they've paid your bill and they're leaving, they're done.
Oh my gosh,
my stomach hurts.
Honestly, some people do not get a hint. I haven't actually been in this situation for a while, granted, but the thing is, there is yappers out there, and like it could be their best skill, but it can, like, if you know that you're a yapper, Sometimes
Yeah.
I hear people say like, oh, I'm such a yapper, I'm such a yapper. Like, that's a great skill. You need to be mindful of this.
Yeah.
Has the
You
entire
can't you
conversation
can't
been
be a
about you?
dumb yapper. You
No,
can't be
you
a
can't
dumb
be a dumb
yapper.
yapper. And also, like, just because we're talking about what I brought up, it's my topic, doesn't mean you're like you yapping. It's still now about you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
still now
what's a good
become your topic.
example? What's a good example? Like, say someone wants to know about Australia.
Mm.
This is a great example. I live in America. People want to ask about Australia, so they're asking me about the animals. And I'm talking through the echidna and the wallabies. Da, 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 da. I'm the only one that can contribute to this topic. So my option is to just keep going. There's a lot I can share about Australia. Or my option is to go like, oh, hey, you grew up in Denver. What's the climate like in Denver? Or what's the like, what are people's cultures like or whatever? Like you have to then throw a bone to the group.
Yes, exactly.
This is a completely different podcast episode. But
I'm sorry.
it needed to be said. This did need to be said.
It did need to be said. I think by and large, we could all work on our communication skills. But I can as well, because I think what I really go wrong in all this is sometimes I just can't be bothered talking to people, to be honest. Like I probably do a bit too much of the
making it.
Yeah, just making it. Yeah, I'm all right. No, actually, honestly, I'm pretty honest. Like, normally it's on Sundays, like when I'm in creche or whatever, people will go, oh, how are you? Like, last time I was pretty tired, but I was like, oh, mate, like, had a 4:30 wake up this morning, so I've just fallen asleep with my eyes open, you know? Like, that's always what I'll say, but I'm not like, oh, you know, I've been struggling with this in my marriage. I'll always give a good response, but I'm still not really pursuing connection in that moment, you know? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe it's not always about connection either. It's just about intentionality. Like, especially in creche, I know that you want to be intentional with what you talk about, and there's such value in that. Like this week, my girlfriend and I had a phone call about like the fact that we're both pretty disappointed that the state of our friendship is that we are doing fast friendship, and there's just not much. There's just not much allowance beyond that right now, to be honest. And so because we're very well connected, we've basically said to each other like, hey, well, she said to me, and this was such a good rebuke to me because this is something that I struggle with, but she basically said like, hey, when I ask you how you are or how's marriage or how's the week been, like I need you to actually be honest with me. And I was like, I'm honest. And she was like, no, I need you to, if it's been an awesome week, tell me it's been an awesome week. Tell me what's been awesome. If it's been a hard week or this feels hard, like just actually tell me, because we don't have the time for you to, she didn't say it in these words because she's much nicer than me. But what I heard was basically like, Aliza, you're slow to warm up sometimes, and we don't have the luxury of you being slow to warm up because we only get 2 minutes, but the quality of our friendship actually warrants you warming up quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was so fair for this friend. Like it was such a fair rebuke to just be like, Aliza, you only get the 2 minutes. You're not going to get more than that. We don't have the margin for it. So it's actually not her job to ask like the pointed questions. Like the friendship has earned its right for me just to warm up quickly, you know? He was a goodie.
I love that rebuke because I think that comes down to, again, what we're talking about with, yes, I think everyone knows ask better questions. Everyone knows that. But I think we hinder a lot of these moments as well with answering questions in a subpar manner. So I think that's, I guess, the takeaway from the episode is you want to have an intentional 2-minute connection. And that requires two things. That requires you being intentional about how you ask questions and the kind of questions, what topics, you know, the person in front of you. So yeah, circle back to topics they've told you about previously or whatever, but it also does require vulnerability quick off the bat, you know? And
yeah, for depth, I think for depth, fast friendship. And then there's different fast friendship, like when I'm picking my kids up from, you know, and I'm having interactions with mums I don't really know. I think that you can also do fast friendship well then when it's not necessarily about depth or like being super intimate, but it can be about wanting them to feel seen, like looking them in the eye and asking like something probably a little more lighthearted, like, hey, what was on for today? Like, what did today look like for you guys? Or what do you guys usually do? When I pick up my son from school, my son only goes to school 2 days. So the mums that I see there, I can ask like, hey, what do you do on school days? Like, what do you do for yourself? Or what did today look like? Even that, it's not a depth question. We're not going to cry together, but it is just an intentional question that's beyond just like, hey, how are you? It's windy out here, isn't it?
how's this wind?
Or even just a compliment. Like some of my friends are so good at being like, it feels like they always notice something like, hey, I love that hat, or your makeup's looking really good, or whatever. And it doesn't have to always be surface, but it is just like a little, I think it's just doing the fast friendship well. And sometimes it literally, like, I will see my kid dragging off like 2 or 3 of their kids, like, and they are in an absolute storm of just chaos. And even just then, like, just driving past and being like, you're the best, you're doing the best job, they're the worst. And it's like, you're just bringing some lightness or some levity, and you're just like, not wanting the moment to just fly away.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just a quick little connection point.
Well, let's just go through. These are just quick digital bridge. All right, we live in a digital age. If you don't like being on your phone, it's a toughie. But I want to just do a shout out to the power of a voice note. The power of a voice note. Even if you're not in a voice note friendship with this girl, the power of the voice note, magnifique. Power of the voice note. Thinking of your texts, great.
Love them.
They go so far. We stopped doing them, I think. I used to do them a lot, but now I need to bring them back.
Yes.
To just be like, hey, thought of you this morning, thought you might like this, whatever. So, okay, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, I don't even know what to say in a voice note. I feel awkward, blah, blah, blah. So here's a little script for you, all right? You can record me saying it, or you can say it yourself, which I recommend. But okay. Hey, I felt so bad that our conversation got cut off by a toddler meltdown at the park earlier. The joys of parenting, am I right? But listen, I didn't want you to think I wasn't listening. You mentioned you were feeling a bit stressed lately, and I just wanted to check in. I'm here if you need a vent via voice note later tonight. No need to reply, just thinking of you.
Love that. Yes.
Stunning.
That's just healed all the frustration from the day, hasn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay. What about 60 seconds in the church hallway?
Hey, insert name. I'm just heading to my car, but I realized our chat in the lobby was so short because of the rush, because of the toddler, is normally what I'd say. I just wanted to say I've been thinking about what you said regarding the new job. I'm rooting for you, and I'd love to hear the full story when things settle down. Talk soon. Perfect.
I love it. Okay. I don't know if there's anything here. Ignore the toolkit. Just conclusion.
Well, yeah, we've just mentioned the intentional 2-minute conversation, and then if interrupted, we've mentioned pivot back, make them feel heard.
Yeah.
Make them feel important. And do you know what? Sometimes I wonder, do we need to pivot back our own things? You know, like if the mum has she's frazzled, whatever, it's okay to sometimes be like, oh, I was talking about this, you know, give them a bone, maybe do it once, see how it goes. If they continue to not pivot back for you, maybe you call it a day. But sometimes I think we can help our friends out too if they're a bit more frazzled than what we are.
I felt that in the depth of my being because I don't like pivoting back my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a bit of pride in that for me. Like that I'm like, but you're not, you don't care or you're not interested. It's true. It's like I'm being a child because I don't want to pivot back because I want them to pivot back. But
yeah.
And it doesn't feel nice, but maybe it's just worth doing. Just be like, okay, I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because
invite them back in.
I know, for example, Anna's done that with me before, and it's not at all because I haven't wanted to, but yeah, again, I've got my 2 kids, so now I'm dealing with the baby, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm feeding her. But now I can talk again, but I'm like, my brain's still a little bit preoccupied. I'm not talking to my toddler. But then Anna is great at being like, oh, so I was saying this, and I'll be like, yes, oh my gosh, like tell me more about it. You know, it's not like I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm very. Like my response is like, oh yes, please keep telling me. So she knows I'm interested, but she's not afraid to be like, oh, I was halfway through this. Let me keep going. You know what I mean?
Anna, yes, bless she's you. Great. What a great example.
Yeah.
I think we just also live in the time where so much of my meaningful interactions is, okay, one-on-one or Marco Polo, where I stop Marco Poloing if I'm interrupted, obviously.
Yes.
Because it is a monologue. Texting, I'm only texting you if I'm giving you my full attention. And so then when you're in like the vortex at the playground or the library, it's like, wow, it's almost like a foreign place to me because I'm so much of my day is just one-on-one with this person. But I think about the way that I pray throughout the day, and so many times I'm like talking to God, and then, you know, something happens, and then I come back and I literally say to God, sorry about that. And then I keep talking because I'm literally, that's the only way you can make it throughout the day if you're going to be prayerful in the day-to-day. So I felt that rebuke. Yeah. Okay. Bring back your own stuff. Talk about yourself more.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that I didn't even mean to rebuke you, but me too. And then you've pivoted back, or if you haven't been able to, that's when you're sending that digital handshake.
Yeah.
Voice note or the polo, whatever it needs to be. Or the text.
Either one is good. Well, let's do a challenge. Okay. So this week, to the listeners, Let's do a challenge of trying to pick one moment where you know you're going to have fast friendship, right? Whether it's at school pickup or playground or church hallway, like where do you know you're for sure going to have to engage in fast friendship, and just be ready. Just be ready. Like go into it intentional, whether it's a well-timed joke or asking a good question or just being intentional about the moment. Go in ready, and then think of one person that you are doing fast friendship with already, and you know you're going to interact with them. Fast friendship is your rhythm at the moment, and already be having like, just be mindful of them. Think of them so that when you are in that moment, you're able to follow up on something or check in or send the voice note. Or yeah, I'd love to know how that goes, because those things, I think they are so life-giving, and we need it.
We need it, guys. We need connection as a mum, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot. It's a lot. We love it. Be content. That was our last episode, I think. Oh
gosh.
Rebuke me.
How's that going?
Gosh.
Oh,
okay.
gosh.
Are you going to wrap it up, or do you want me to?
You wrap it up.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please send it to someone who you think would also enjoy it. Send it to a friend who hasn't listened to the pod before. We have some exciting things coming up, so stay tuned on our socials for that. And we can't wait to chat with you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.